Yo.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of the Self-Proclaimed Musician Podcast. My name is Joseph, and I'm here with a special guest for my very first podcast. His name... Oh, actually, you know what? Go ahead and introduce yourself. What's your name?
Yo, what's up? My name is Sam.
Oh,
it's cool to be here. And yeah, let's get this started.
So for those that don't know, Sam and I work at a undisclosed music store. We'll just keep it at that. And so we thought it'd be a good idea to sit down and chat about music and different things, life, whatever comes to mind. So we were just talking about how we don't have an agenda, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how it's going to turn out. So, but welcome, man.
Dude, thanks.
Yeah, man. It's good to have you here. It's good to have you here when we're not at work.
Right?
You know what I mean? So
now we can just be the true selves.
Yeah, absolutely. So right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and ask, what tell us a little about yourself as far as like where you're from. I already know everything, but they don't.
Right.
So and then tell us about a little bit of your music history.
Cool. So basically, I was born in Puerto Rico.
Hey.
Out here, Boricua.
Hey, Boricua.
I spent the first 4 years of my life over there. Then we moved to Florida, and I spent I grew up in Florida, like 15 years, I think. And then this is the, I think, 4th or 5th year in Texas. So, Houston, H-Time, what's up?
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, H-Time, hold it down.
Houston, man, in Vegas. So yeah, pretty much, I finished high school, my last 2 years in high school in Maid Creek.
Hey,
but,
yeah.
We both out here.
We've out here repping Maid Creek, two Maid Creek alumni over here.
Yeah, we out here.
That was just, it's crazy. Well, I mean, I know a lot of people graduate from Maid Creek, but you never know that people that you run into,
years later.
Well, what year were you again?
2014.
Goodness gracious. And I was, 9 years before that? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, dang. 2005.
That was the year, bro.
Oh, yeah. Was it?
Yeah, the Nokias and everything.
I had a Nokia. I had one of those brick phones.
I remember faintly having my mom's old Razor.
Oh, dude, I had a Razor.
Yeah.
That was my first phone.
Really?
My first phone was a Razor. And, dude, I kind of miss those things, man. It was a lot simpler.
It was.
I mean, not saying these are complicated. It's just like...
It was more dramatic. Like, closing it, you're just like...
Yeah.
You know what? I don't care. And then close it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, what about your music background? Like, what got you started into music? What did you... what sparked the interest? What kind of bands are you into and everything like that?
So, basically, I was around 7, 8 years old. I was pretty much doing choir in church. And my parents put me into choir.
Yeah.
And that kind of sparked a little bit of just singing and kind of theory and stuff, that whatever they teach you.
Right.
And that kind of just went on for years, just general music. I used to listen to mainly just Spanish music, rap at the beginning. And I slowly kind of started getting an interest in playing guitar.
Yeah.
So around... I'm gonna say when I started having a full I told my dad hey, I wanna play guitar, and he had this classical guitar that was given to him when he was 9 years old by his mom, my grandma. And when she passed away, I was kind of I didn't really want to tell him that I wanted to play that guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you didn't know how it was going to be, how he's going to feel about it.
Exactly. But then, it was probably, half a year into it when that happened. And then I just told him, if it's all right. And he literally was like, yeah, it's okay. Just as long as you keep it safe and, don't mess it up, but just, try to learn as much as you can.
Yeah.
And I think I was, 13 or 14 when that happened.
Right.
And yeah, from there I just started. Literally, I was learning. I didn't even know it was not tuned. I was like finding the notes of songs and making it like I'd be like.
So it was out of tune, but yeah, you were making it work. You were
Yeah.
kind of like just finding the notes and playing
I didn't
that.
know anything else. I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to make a chord. Yeah,
That
and it would
probably
be
just like made it ridiculously hard to play it.
Yeah, it was. But at the same time, I didn't know any better. I was like, well, this is playing guitar.
Yeah.
Let's do this. But yeah, then one of my kind of close relatives came in and actually tuned it, and I was like, man, I just learned all this stuff though. Now I gotta relearn everything the right way.
Gotta relearn it the right way.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be crazy if you like took a tuner and took all the notes, like what every string was tuned to, and that's how you like play till this day.
Right? Like
that would be hilarious.
just like that's how my mind works. Just like because even now my head is like translate, because my first language was Spanish,
right?
And in my head it's like simultaneously like translating like Spanish. I'm thinking in Spanish but translating in English.
See, isn't it crazy how the mind works?
Dude, it's crazy. Like
it'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, other than that, it's just progressively got more and more. I used to also, like, in the midst of that, just learning songs like the Beatles and like whatever basic kind of songs. And like a couple months in, I already started just learning full songs, like classical songs.
Right.
And my parents saw like, wow, he's actually going forward with
going
this
through with it. And as most kids don't.
Honestly, yeah, they just like, nah, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
Back to Call of Duty.
Which
was me too. Still.
Yeah,
like,
me too. I found a balance between video games and music. So, well, that's awesome, man. So right now you, I know that you're just like playing kind of for fun, like as a hobbyish kind of thing, and you do record once in a while, right?
Yeah.
And you have YouTube covers singing.
Yeah.
You want to plug that really quick? You know,
just
in case?
Yeah. So basically, my YouTube is just Sam Gomez, and my Instagram Sam Goblin. So hit me up. You know.
Yeah.
Collabs too.
Oh, and being this the first episode.
Yeah.
I guess I'll tell a little bit about myself.
Heck yeah.
Cause,
right.
Because people, I mean, it's like one of those things where you kind of, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't talk about myself, but however, if people want to get to know exactly what I'm all about, but my name is Joseph, like I said earlier, and I started playing guitar probably when I was like 12, and I listened to a lot of Blink-182, like just those common bands, like I mean, I wouldn't say classic bands. They're awesome. I wouldn't. Saying that they're classic is probably going to piss a little people off, like some people off. But I mean, it's like Blink-182 was a huge part. Of course, Metallica, and I listened to like the Disturbed, the Godsmacks, everything like that. But metal has always been a kind of like a side burner genre because I was a really big pop fan at first. My first concert was a Spice Girls concert. It was awesome. It was cool. I still remember it pretty vividly because I was really excited to be there. But yeah, pop was like a big part, and then started listening to metal and everything. So, but since then, it's just my wanting to learn audio production and just music in general. Like, as I'm always absorbing stuff. Now that we work at a music shop, it's like. You learn something new every day about different things, and I mean, people expect us to know it all, but however we actually learn a lot more from other people than anything else. So I mean, I think you would agree with that, right?
Yeah, you gotta fake it till you make it. Like, literally.
I mean, I don't lie about it.
Of course, but you gotta like yeah. You know what I mean? Like to kind of like
oh yeah, I know that thing. Yeah, the Kilimanjaro 5000.
With the USBs.
Yeah, with the USB. Yeah. Oh no, not USBs. Thunderbolts.
You kind of like context clues.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, I'm a big metalhead, and we're actually recording this in my little studio right now. So, but with every guest, of course, I appreciate you taking the trip over here because I know it's not that it's not too far, but you know. But so now let's talk about like your musical influences. Now, I mean, I'm gonna throw one out there because you talk about this band almost every day, and that would be Dance Gavin Dance.
Yeah, those are. I honestly, it's just basically I just love the groove. It's like a bunch of different genres in one. It's not just
Right.
like, oh yeah, screaming, or metal or this. It's literally you got your groovy kind of like sections, your almost jazz sections. Of course, you got the heavy kind of metal,
The breakdowns.
the solos, everything. It's just the clean vocals from Tillian.
Oh yeah.
It's just so like, I don't know. It's just so good. At least this is another kind of thing. Like, I'm one of those that found out about Dance Gavin Dance when Tillian Acceptance Speech came out. The first album.
Okay.
With Tillian, the third singer. And I completely I was just like I fell in love with that band. It was just like something I haven't heard of, and like in that time too. I think it was like 2013 or 2012 or something like that.
Yeah.
That era, it was just fun. I remember like barely getting out of high school, listening to this band and like just having good times with friends. But yeah, and then later on, I really didn't know that there was more other singers that sung for the band.
Right.
And it was Johnny Craig and Kurt Travis, both still amazing singers too. I went back and like kind of downloaded their whole discography, and it made me enjoy Dance Gavin Dance a lot more too, knowing that there's like almost different eras to them, and you kind of see like where they were growing, what I see people miss, what like, oh, the Kurt was better, or Johnny was better, or
You're always gonna get that, especially with
yeah.
bands, you know,
especially
like,
singers too.
Yeah,
Singers,
I think they get the worst of it.
yeah, honestly.
So speaking of eras of Dance Gavin Dance, now I have listened to them.
Mm-hmm.
I've listened to their older stuff, which is mainly played in the mornings by our coworker Dustin.
Yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, in the office, and I've heard the newer stuff, which I heard from our good friend Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And so I assessed both things, and the newer stuff is a little bit more mature, a little bit more musically laid out.
Yeah.
Like, in a way. Like, the older stuff just seems like they're trying to cut loose. They're not trying to... I mean, they had structure. It's just... I heard a lot of the... and the whining vocals, which I'm not a big fan of, even though I love like AFI and My Chemical Romance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can't explain it like how I like it in some bands, but some bands I just I don't know. Maybe it's just I need to sit down and listen to them a little bit more. But the newer stuff sounded really good.
Oh yeah, the production.
The production, the songwriting, everything just kind of.
The grooves, the bass, everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's such a solid band. Like,
right.
At least to me, right now, that's the most solid modern band out to me. You know what I mean?
Is
like
Dance Gavin Dance.
Dance Gavin Dance. Like that's. I vouch for that.
There you go. Okay, so would Dance Gavin Dance be your number one right now as far as band wise?
Yeah, I believe so. It's just because each album since Acceptance Speech that I've been going back and forth, like listening to their old stuff.
Right.
Like the Death Star or that like self-titled with the little Death Star. I don't know if you saw that
no,
one.
No, I haven't seen that one.
It looks like they drew like a Death Star.
Oh, that's cool.
Like one of the artists that draws for every Dance Gavin.
Oh, so they had the same person do every single album cover?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
That's cool to have that unique theme, every time, because every artist has their kind of signature way of doing
their
paint,
logo
their logos are like if you, it's kind of like a like, let's take it into a context of guitar tones and guitar playing and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like if a guitarist develops a certain way of playing and a certain tone, you can automatically say, "Oh, I know exactly who that is."
Yeah.
So every artist has the same way. Like their drawings, there's something unique about it that you can pinpoint exactly who it is. And that's I think that's what's cool about music, is that once we develop a certain taste and you start to hear it in your brain over and over again, you can just, oh, boom, I know exactly
That's the
who
one.
that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you got Dance Gavin Dance up here at your number 1. Go take me through 2 through 5
Let's see.
and
You know
why.
what? All right. I recently also got into, band-wise, this band called Monuments.
Monuments?
Yeah, Monuments.
Uh-huh.
They're kind of like an alternative,
Okay.
band. It's like I don't want to say spoken word, but it is at times kind of like that kind of spoken word that you're like, and this is what I do.
Is it that guy with curly hair? Oh wait, I know there's like viral videos of this dude like saying poetry behind a beat and stuff like that. I can't think of his name. I'll think of it later. But maybe I'll look it up and we can play a clip on it here.
Right.
Because I personally, I think the lyrically it's great. I just don't like the whole spoken word thing. I don't know. It's just something about it doesn't interest me. But that
it's like a little bit, you gotta get not used to it, but it's kind of like acquired.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
probably
it's
what
like
it.
an acquired-
Maybe over time,
Right.
I will definitely
Because at
like
first
embrace
I
it.
was at first I was like, I didn't understand it,
Yeah.
because it was just like talking, and it's kind of, I don't know, I had like weird vibes on
Right.
it.
I mean, it had rhythm. It
Right,
fit
right.
along with the beat behind it
Right.
and everything like that. However, it's just maybe it was just the tone that he was taking with that specific for that specific type of I guess beat or rhyme or that was going with, that didn't resonate well with me.
Right.
So yeah. So okay. So what you said, there was Monument, and then what's number 3?
Right now, I've been actually, there's this modern jazz kind of player.
Okay.
I don't know much about him, but he goes by Anomaly.
Oh, I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, super cool. Like because it's basically, I think if I remember right, hearing he was like a classical player first,
Okay.
and then he kind of switched up to like, playing jazz, like making these beats and stuff like that. Like, so cool. Like
You're just
the
putting like
production
jazz
and
chords over it and stuff like that.
making like super cool beat. Yeah, like the production and everything is really good. But yeah, I think at the moment, obviously, I jam to like Post Malone.
Hey.
Like all day. But right now, those types of bands are what I'm pretty much listening to at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, everything modern too, or not modern, but like what's popular now. I listen to that.
So you listen like top 40 hits and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
just because that's what I pretty much grew up with, like rap in general and like Spanish music. I always
Right.
like to be on top of like whatever is relevant. You know,
Right,
like,
yeah.
See what's like trending and stuff like that. Because it's just to be in the times and see what you can learn. Because the industry has like formulas. And
Yeah, they do.
If you listen closely, everything's the same. Like every for the most part, everything is. They have the same type of formula because it works. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
And it's been going on for years.
honestly,
yeah, you could see the formulas kind of progressively change, like from, like, so pop music has always been a staple, like even back to the 80s. Like you had 80s pop, 90s pop, 2000s pop, and then we still have pop today that kind of just evolved. It kind of resembles the older generation of pop, like more 90s pop, but it's kind of evolving into, like, pop music is actually really complex, and it's they gather really good musicians to make those stuff, and production wise, some of the best
Oh yeah.
like production done in the music industry today.
Totally agree.
Well, that's cool, man. I knew about Dance Gavin Dance, but Monument and who was the other guy?
Anomaly.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to check those out.
All right.
And so that's another thing I want to bring to here. So if any of the people that haven't heard of those bands, I recommend going out and check them out, see if you dig them, and if you do, leave a comment and let me know if you check them out or not. So another thing that we're gonna do right now is we're gonna search YouTube right now and kind of see if there's something that we can dissect as far as video wise. So this is a little segment that we're gonna do on the podcast where we look up a video and kind of dissect it and see if there's anything we would have done differently. And we're going to keep it music related. So maybe we'll look up like music fails or something like that.
Ooh,
you know
what's a good one?
What's that?
Talent show fails.
Oh my
Band
goodness.
talent show fails. Ooh.
I mean, that's always a...
when I was starting off and playing bands and stuff, I would watch those before we gig. So I won't do it. You know what I mean? To not be that person.
All right.
There'd be people flipping their guitars. You know how they kind of like swoosh their guitars around their backs and like kind of like make that.
Yeah.
Like, whip it around. Them.
Right. And they'll just fall off.
Yeah, it would fall off or like cling into the crowd and stuff. It's so.
All right. So we're gonna pick the ones that are just like one. So we'll do like 3 of these since there seems to be a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
So I've actually heard this one, the Fade to Black Becker High School talent show. They're actually not bad.
They're kind of mixed in here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there's actually some really great like high school bands.
All right. Oh, Afterlife. Oh, there's your band right there. I'm surprised you didn't mention Avenged Sevenfold.
I mean,
because you mentioned them a lot.
Right? They were more towards the middle of my kind of like.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. But so we're going to take a look at Talent Show Fail by Alonzo Williams. I don't know if this is actually him.
How many years ago was it?
So let's see.
6 years ago.
6 years ago. All right. So.
Oh no! Do this one.
Have you seen that one?
Do that one.
Oh goodness. Okay, let's dissect this one. Here we go. Let me get my volume levels down.
It's just Band Fail from 2009.
Oh goodness. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Did he just ask the audience if they're ready to rock?
He said, "Are you ready to rock?"
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, let's stop it right there. Okay. So we hear this riff all the time.
Yeah. Literally every single day.
And I have yet to hear one as bad as this one. That's pretty sad because we hear this on a regular basis.
Yeah. Regular.
Okay. So this was in 2009. Do you think that guitarist has gotten any better? Or do you think that this is like
what they were just like, you know what, this is not for me.
Maybe I'm gonna take up IT, be a computer
honestly
guy,
a lot can, because you know what, when you're at this age, this happened to a lot of my friends too. When you're in this age, you're kind of like, wow, this is gonna be awesome. This is you're not as passionate as, let's say, the bassist.
Right.
The bassist throughout this video is not that bad. He actually keeps rhythm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He was playing the right notes right now.
Exactly. Like he was actually.
The thing that was dragging him down is that the guitar player can't hold the rhythm down.
Exactly. So you're gonna have those friends or those bandmates that are gonna be like, here for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that might be the situation. The bassist, maybe he actually went through it, and
he could be the bassist for some band right now that we don't even know of.
Yeah. Right. So, But yeah, I honestly, the singer, you know what I mean? Like that's when it comes to singers, it's kind of hard to tell
Yeah.
if they will go about it
Well,
for the rest of their lives. And,
okay.
you know?
Well, let's continue and see if they get any better.
Sounds good.
Do they not have a drummer?
Nope.
Okay, that's
No backing track too.
okay. Wow. Okay. So let's assess the singer.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Very nasally, if you ask me.
I think he's. I can tell he's
mean-
trying to do his best Axl Rose impression.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
But it's not really
It's
coming
too
out the
dramatic.
way
Yeah.
that he wants to.
yeah, and it's like an exaggerated.
It is. It is very exaggerated. Is that you?
Yeah,
You sound just like
that
him.
was me 9 years ago.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's see. Let's skip through it and see how it goes in the middle of the song because I can already tell the verse is not going to be that great. So.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
they're talking to each other now.
No, backup
Wait.
vocals.
Wait. Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Now that's.
Oh, they probably. Yeah, you're right.
Oh.
They're probably like. Yeah, something's going on.
Okay.
Listen to this though.
This blazing solo.
The claps, bro.
Oh no.
The pity claps.
This sounds like me failing in Guitar Hero. Except instead of claps, there'd be boos. Okay. All right. I think I've seen enough on this one. All right.
Bro.
Okay. Well, if you want to follow along, I'll leave a link in the description so you can follow along to this video. I maybe should have said that beforehand,
Right.
so you could have followed along while we're listening. You were pointing at something. What was it?
This first one. All right.
Guy
this
gets
is
owned.
Yeah, this is a pretty, not controversial, but a one that's there's two-sided.
Okay.
There's
It has 18 million
yeah,
views.
it's guy gets owned at talent show.
Right.
And you're gonna see a guitarist with like a cabinet and a head
Uh-huh.
holding what seems to be your guitar, right? Is that the Ibanez?
That looks like a dime bag.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think
let's
it is.
play it.
And I will go more into like why it's good or why there's mixed feelings.
Oh, okay. So this guy has a stack, like a half stack. The other dude has like a looks like a Fender Champion. Oh my. Okay. So
You can literally count the pixels with your hand, with your fingers.
Okay, sounds like he's pulling teeth, anesthesia. He is. I don't know if he realizes it, but that's actually played on bass. And of course, he has to wear a sleeveless shirt. Oh, no, that's an Explorer. Oh, you're talking about the other guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, now he goes into Thunder Horse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thoughts on that one?
All right. So,
Terrible tone.
yeah, this is. I don't know. You're probably gonna agree with me, but these are two of the types of people we see every day at our job.
Oh yeah.
This
yeah.
is
okay.
This is
yeah.
gonna like if you want, let's move forward and get the other guys, and then
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
see what
Kinda-
goes down.
kind of see what goes down on it. All right, let's go.
'Cause, to get the full gist of it.
Here we go. And of course, the crowd goes wild for wild finger flaying. Oh, I hear that all the time.
The thing is,
Is that eruption?
no, it's
Oh, he's just
knockoff.
oh knockoff of
literally-
eruption. Oh, okay. All right.
All right, so I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna say something real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Fast and loud does not equal great
Yes,
guitars. You know what
I
I mean?
agree.
But the thing is,
Wait, can you say that one more time for the kids at home?
fast and loud
Fast and loud
does not equal
does not equal
great guitarist.
great guitar playing. Remember that, kids. If you see your favorite guitar player flailing his fingers like there's nobody's business, that does not mean that it's actually. Well, okay, I'll take that back. if it sounds clean with good technique, it's good. But
Look up to that.
look up to
Clean
that.
and technique.
But however, do not try to impress everybody with just flailing your fingers around. Put some. I'm not gonna try to sound like those YouTube comments out there,
Right.
But like the
Those
there's no feel,
There's
there's no
feel,
emotion.
man.
Because I love to shred as much as other people,
Yeah.
but I like to slow it down a little bit and put some melody in there.
Yeah. Some solo, something.
So right off the bat, there was nothing really too memorable about the first thing.
Yeah.
Because usually you can pinpoint some things out, like, oh, that melody was cool, or oh, that little passage was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But all I heard was.
Yeah.
See, there you go. The
Squeals.
the squealy splooch thingamajiggy the squeeze. All right, so that is a Dean Dimebag guitar.
Okay.
Looks like just like the regular, either China or Indonesian one.
Yeah.
Which I'm not hating on it. I mean, this looks cool.
Yeah.
All right, so should we continue and see
One
what
more
this?
thing.
Okay, yeah.
This is okay. That whole fast and loud does not equal great guitars
Right.
or great playing, great technique.
Yeah.
The general audience does not know that. We know
yeah,
that
yeah.
because we're guitarists. We've been playing guitar for a while.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
But the general people, they see that and like, oh my god, that's awesome, that's great.
Right,
playing.
yeah.
Which is, in some cases, it can influence people to be like, I want to literally play guitar one day like that. Or, you know what I mean?
Hopefully not like that.
Hopefully not like that, you know what I mean? Better than that.
Right.
you know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? They're not going to know. And now, when they switch back to the other guy, since he's a lot lower, that guy might have better rhythm or better technique. But now because they heard this guy, fast, loud,
And uncontrolled,
uncontrolled,
which
no real technique.
which we hear on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And it actually woke me up in a way where it's like, do I sound like that?
Right?
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I come home and I play, and I'm like, no,
There's no way.
no, there's no way. Like, I practice my technique. I practice my sweeps, my alternate picking, my string skipping, and actually, I wrote this cool riff yesterday that has really nice string skipping. But I practiced it. I wrote it but I had to slow it down
Yeah.
to perfect it because it was actually a pretty difficult riff. Probably one of the more difficult ones that I've written.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to. It was a la like Paul Gilbert-ish stuff, like that goes up and down the neck. But when I first played the riff, when I made it and it was really sloppy, that's what I sounded like.
Of course, yeah.
And I was like, I can't live with that. I can't. If I were to record this one day, there's no way I'm gonna let it sound like that.
Right.
So my advice to this kid and to all the kids listening that are inspired to play guitar: practice your technique. Practice. And I think you would agree with that.
Definitely. Don't skip
leg day.
Don't skip leg day. Yeah. don't skip the corners. Don't. You know what I mean?
Don't cut corners.
Don't cut corners. Don't learn it. Be patient with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Patience is key. To
Patience is a virtue.
Pursue and perfect.
Absolutely. All right, so let's hear the rest of this. Well, it's 5 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but let's see what else this guy. Okay, he looks like he's doing some tapping with his pick.
Something like that.
But I'm pretty sure it's going to sound like a hive of bees crawling over a lead pipe that has, I don't know. Okay, anyways. Beehive. All right, so yeah, it's probably going to sound pretty terrible, but here we go with this one. All right, you ready? Here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember this one. Okay. All right. So that reminds you of what? Okay, so full disclosure. So we had talked a long time before we realized we weren't recording it.
So yeah, that riff reminds me of Death. The band Death.
The band Death.
Did you ever listen?
We'd like saying the whole thing, like, but yes, and I had said that if it was different note selection, then yes, it would be a Death riff. But I don't think that doesn't sound anything near like Death.
Dude,
it's all right. It's all good. What? I got it out of the way that we already did this, but okay. So
yeah.
Let's move on to the next guitar player. The point short, like the thing that we were trying to portray or to do is practice your technique, get good at it, put it in a talent show, and
in that order.
In that order, exactly. And I mentioned, we also mentioned that. Sometimes people can't tell, or we don't understand how people can't tell good from bad.
Yeah, it's
we had that mention. Well, that was my foot. We had a mention of a frequent player that comes into the store and shreds like no other, and he thinks it's like awesome, but it's really. He needs to work on a couple of things, and I've said this. We're not high and mighty, but we feel like we can say, hey, you need to work on this, but we just don't have the heart to tell him in person.
Right.
So overall, this whole talent show thing is, I mean, they're just cheering for the person that was just going loudest. The fastest and the loudest.
And the fastest.
So, but just don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Another thing, it's like I think I said this in the other recording, but music is like, it could be very experimental, you know what I mean?
It can, yeah.
That to somebody is like the best playing they've ever heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you look at it, you don't have to be, in general, good, quote.
Or, yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? I mean, nowadays, not even nowadays, but there's been bands all around. We listen to noise. You've ever listened to a noise band?
Yeah,
before?
like noisecore.
Noisecore, just noise, like just straight static, like.
Yeah, I actually had a friend that did like he did everything analog, but it was just noise.
It's just noise.
And he made tapes of it and distributed it, and he actually got pretty popular from it.
Yeah, there's a couple. One of my favorite kind of female noise makers, Pharmacon. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering.
Female noisemaker.
Female noisemaker.
Sounds like buy your female noisemaker here at Party City.
It just like screams and like high pitched screams and like.
It's like one of those horns that you put on your bike, but instead of going, it goes.
But yeah, check her out. It's Pharmakon.
Pharmacon. Okay.
If you're into that type of like experimental noise,
Well,
very crazy.
They can always check it out and see.
Yeah.
So one thing that I want to do is just to introduce new music. So who is it could be obscure, it could be popular. Who's a band that you want to throw out there to the listeners to check out and kind of make their own assessment of a band that you absolutely love to listen to, besides the ones we mentioned already?
I would honestly say Death Grips.
Death Grips?
If it's experimental hip hop, if you ever go to like 4chan, to like to the music section, the Mew, they're all over the place.
Really?
It's them. Grimes. Have you ever heard of Grimes?
So Death Grip and Grimes?
Grimes. There's, if you like, probably the most like experimental bands. Everything. Like everything.
Like everything, comma, everything?
No.
Or just everything?
Everything. Yeah. That's another great band if you like, not really experimental, but just different genres mixed in. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of like those types of kind of like new up and coming kind of groups and bands that are like really kind of pushing
like the boundaries
of like what we hear, because nowadays you hear in SoundCloud all the time like people screaming like metal screaming about rap. Honestly, Suicide Boys, that's another great kind of like if you like into like that kind of SoundCloudy, which honestly they're one of my favorite like rap duos right now. Yeah.
Okay. So that's Death Grips, Everything, and
Grimes
and
Suicide Boys.
So go check those out as soon as possible. So I'm gonna leave the last minute to you. Say whatever you want to the people. Tell them what you got going on. You already plugged your Insta and everything like that. But if there's anything else that you want to say musically, do you have any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. All right. First of all, thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
You know,
absolutely.
For welcoming into your home and doing this. Words of wisdom. Make music. Just regardless of what people might say. Ironically, what we're
But to be honest with you, that wasn't really.
No, yeah, that's just one of those kind of like.
Yeah.
But in general, just go out there and have fun. But also research and study and practice everything that you can to make whatever you want to do the best.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just keep at it, and the sky's the limit, because you never know. You can blow up any day, any time, any day. Some people be like, "Oh, did you hear this guy or that girl or whatever?" And next thing you know, you're at the airport going to California to record at Capitol Records or something.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So it's literally just go out there and do it.
And blow up can mean two different things. You can, blow up, be famous, or you can just
blow up.
Spontaneously combust.
Yeah, and you can pick and choose, you know.
But well, cool, man. I appreciate you, spending a little time with me, chatting. I know it was a little crazy with that little mishap that we had, but we got that out of the way, and that it's all good now. But Sam Gomez, everybody, make sure to follow him on Insta. I believe Sam Goblin. That's SamGoblin. And we will definitely put if he wants to throw some music at me, and I'll put a link up there, and so you can listen to it or anything like that. So, but I appreciate y'all listening. Sam, again, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
And make sure to tune into the next episode, which should be released pretty soon. Peace.
Yo. Exceptional power. Yield to fire. This is the